wonderful viewers, I welcome you to another edition of our program. I hope you are all doing well, taking care of yourselves. I pray that God Almighty will guide and be with you all as we move into the new season. We also use this opportunity to thank all our subscribers and the viewers, and those who have not subscribed to this channel. We encourage you to do so, to share our videos, and also hit the notification bell so that you receive all our new editions of our programs. Thank you very much. In today's topic, we are going to review the impression and the desire of Mrs. Remi Tinubu over the appointment of Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu as a junior minister in the Ministry of External Affairs, what they are expecting her to do, and how the minister will carry out her functions. In this appointment, many Nigerians do not understand what the position is all about. She is a junior minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In this position, she is going to act as an assistant or principal officer to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Yusuf Maitama Tuga. Yusuf Maitama Tuga himself is a minister appointed by the president. He is the head of the ministry, making and implementing decisions on policies in conjunction with other ministers, of which the wife of Bianca Ojukwu, who is now the junior minister, will also participate in ensuring the implementation of the decision. But the question is, why did they appoint her at this very point in time? As you may know, many factors are responsible for this appointment. According to the ex-handle of Dr. Dipo Awojide, he made it clear why they wanted Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu in Tinubu's cabinet and APC. He made it known that Tinubu wanted to use one stone to kill three birds with the appointment of Bianca Ojukwu. It is their impression that they will use Bianca Ojukwu to unite the country. The question is the country divided? Who divided it? What made them think that the country needs unity at this very point in time? Now we will look at various publications of activities of those in power today against the Igbos, especially in 2023. These activities will be relayed now, and this is very good evidence for Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu to be very, very careful in this appointment, because she is from the ethnic background of those they hated and asked to leave Lagos. They do not see anything good in them. They indicated that they should leave Lagos or be drowned in Atlantic Ocean. These memories have never disappeared from the mind of those it was directed, the Igbos. We see various tweets of the spokesman of Tinubu then, Bayo Ananoga, who is also today his chief advisor, his spokesman in Government House, Abuja. Despite intervention from the United Kingdom, whose country is being managed by this group of people, they still did not heed to their advice of castigating and expressing words of hatred, finally, against the Igbos. Hashtag Igbos must go is not something that was planned on that very day. It was organized, properly organized, after which the Lagos State government and the wife of the president showed openly that they hated the Igbos and they must go. When they did not, they began to destroy their properties, which Mrs. Tinubu said, some of which they will inherit. This is similar to what Arewa group did in 2021 during the regime of Muhammadu Buhari, where Igbos were attacked, their properties, shops destroyed. It's a replica of what the Southwest ABC politicians took on board. The Arewas also asked the Igbos to live on a similar hashtag 2021. Evidence sake, we will play video of Mrs. Remi Tinubu, who was then a senator in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And those who helped in the north were under the advice of the Arewa group. So the repeat of the Yoruba North Axis alliance against the Igbos that took place between 1966 to 1970 till date has never been revoked by this group of people, and the Igbos continue to be the victim of their alliance. This included the land use decree, which Murtala Mohammed Obasanjo regime implemented, including abandoned properties. So you find out that Igbo race have been subjected to intimidation, abuse, and marginalization and mistreatment, denial of their rights, right to own properties which they spent their money to build, destruction of their properties which they spent a lot of money to erect in various states of the north and the southwest. That is why the wife of Ojukwu, Bianca, must be very, very careful. Things were not as it was during the time of President Jonathan. You have to watch what you eat, watch what you drink, and watch how you walk with these people. Example is the busted Women Affairs Minister, Mrs. Oju Ohanenye. Let us replay the video of Mrs. Remi Tinubu, who wants unity, who wants to use the Igbos after destroying them for their economic, political, and social enhancement of their various families, not Nigeria at large.
tó bá dé ti fẹ́ Yorùbá ká jogún ẹ̀. A máa jogún yín ni. A máa jogún yín ni. A máa jogún gbogbo Ìgbò tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí. Bọ́dọ̀ ṣe máa ṣe nìyẹn. Gbogbo wa lẹ́ máa jẹ. A máa ṣe ìyíjà.
This is the wife of the President of Nigeria who wants unity now. He wants unity. He wants Igbos to make unity. They are the unified ethnic group. They will destroy them. They will kill them. They will put their children in prisons. They will refuse to release them. They will do all sorts of evils against the Igbos. When it comes to unity, they want to use them. And it is unfortunate that the Igbos themselves are not reasoning. They are not reasoning. And hope that one day they will start reasoning. Again, we will look at the various properties and shops they burnt down in Lagos that belong to Igbos. Yet, after all this, they want the Igbos to unify the nation and bring unity for them to have access again to kill more people, to destroy more properties, and render them helpless. See the destruction of shops and buildings in Lagos. Similar thing took place in the north, but the Igbos always endure, and the endurance has caused more harm than good. Finally, the appointment of Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu is a political game of APC, Igbo politicians, and those preparing to defect to APC before 2027. The Igbos are the best defectors. They move from one party to the other because they cannot stand firm in a political group and maintain the party until it grows. They lose the election, they move to another party where they just want to gain. And that is the main reason why the people are being sold and killed and properties destroyed. So, the question is, what is the feeling of Mrs. Tinubu on this very appointment? That is a big question. What is her feelings? Like her husband, they are manipulators. Mrs. Tinubu knows that the reason for this recommendation and appointment of the wife of former Ejimakor, late Chief Dame Bianca Ojukwu, as organized by Igbo politicians and APC agents in the southeast of Nigeria. One, it is targeted to do the following jobs. One, to stop the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. To them, they believe that appointment of Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu will replace the desire to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Two, to stop the coming of Biafra, since it has been decided by the Biafran government in exile, headed by its Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Njoko Eba, that the redeclaration will take place on 2nd December 2024. Therefore, they are doing everything to stop that declaration. So, with this appointment, they believe Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, whose husband was the first leader and the head of government of Biafran Republic, would aid and help them to destroy that move. But unfortunately, it came too late. 3, to unite Nigeria, which Tinubu and his wife destroyed by paying some agents and the thugs in Lagos, including the government of Lagos State, that destroyed the properties of Igbos out of anger. Had they done that destruction, pulling down of houses and shops, and again asking Igbos to leave Lagos, had they delayed it at least 6 months or 1 year after the inauguration of President Tinubu, it could have been better. It couldn't have been seen as a deliberate act, but they did it immediately to show their anger. Bayo Ananiga was out to do anything against the Igbos, the Oba of Lagos. They were very furious against the Igbos, and their actions had been taken on board. Igbo youths, Biafrans, are not happy about it. To them, the politicians can take that so easily because they receive money from them, but for the Igbo youths, it is not easy to endure the damage they have done. To them, their parents, their fathers, their mothers, their brothers, their sisters, their uncles, their cousins, everyone, it is not easy to endure. Therefore, the Igbos, the Biafrans, the youths are now going out of them, which they are fighting to restrain. They are trying also to use Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu as a wedge between stopping the Biafran re-inauguration and going back to unify Nigeria. For Igbos to join APC for easy Islamization of Nigeria, a project of General Babangida and Moshood Abiola in the 1980s, which they did not implement. Although this was started by Buhari during his regime between 2015 to 2023, and now continued by Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu to pacify the Islamization and the emirs and those whom they borrow money from their Islamic banks. So the advice to Mrs. Ojukwu's wife, Bianca, is that she should not be used anymore. They should not be used as a tool to thwart the plans of the Biafran government in exile. It should not be a tool to that. It should be neutral. If she wants to serve the government, let her serve the government in neutrality. Again, on some quarters, they try to convince the Igbos that the premium advantage is that Ojukwu was buried by Nigerian government. That is opinion of those who do not understand what history is all about. Ojukwu came back to Nigeria after the Civil War. He served as a lieutenant colonel in Nigerian army. He also was responsible in thwarting Chukwuemeka Nzogbu coup in Kaduna, the capital of Northern Region. He fought the war to stop the program against his people, both in the north and the southwestern axis. that did not make him to be a bad soldier. What he did was in defense of his people being killed in the broad daylight, where they can help to stop the pilgrim. Nigerian army, he was a brigade commander in Kano and was active during his days in Nigerian army. So, Nigeria burying him, giving him a befitting military burial is not something to be proud of. It is a normal norm. Go and read history of other nations and you will come back to your senses that it was not a big deal. Therefore, one cannot use that as a means of intimidation and propaganda against any Igbo persons that does not believe in what they are doing in Nigeria. One cannot also predict what influence she may have in the government, but it is wise to advocate and help many Igbos, many Biafrans being locked by the government of Buhari and Ahmed Tinubu. The minister will be equalized if she intervenes positively for the release of the IPOB leader. Everyone will thank her, everyone will bless her, everyone will also extol the government of Ahmed Tinubu. For the unity of Nigeria, no Igbo person will be used as a sacrifice for what doing to Igbos in Nigeria. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening, and thank you for having patience to receive this program. So again, I thank all our viewers. Ask you to subscribe, like, share, press the notification bell, and leave your comment. We have made topics